Texas cops not convinced mom found dead with her two daughters killed herself. The shocking deaths of a mother and her two daughters found dead inside her boyfriend's Texas home have rattled the community where they live and stupefied the local police department, which is unsatisfied with the theory that they died in a double murder-suicide. Nichol Olsen, 37, was found dead along with her daughters London, 10, and Alexa, 16. At her boyfriend Charles Wheeler's home on January 10. All three had suffered gunshot wounds to their upper bodies and a gun was recovered from the scene, but no other information about their injuries or where the gun has been released. The Bexar County medical examiner, based on the scene found, ruled shortly afterwards that Nichol committed suicide and that the girls had been murdered. They have not released their autopsies nor have they given any additional information about their deaths to Sheriff Javier Salazar beyond the cause and manner of deaths. Wheeler, Olsen's boyfriend of 1 year, told police he stayed the night at a relative's home out of town the night before the bodies were found and insists he came home at 9 a.m. to find a grisly scene. He has been labeled a person of interest, but the sheriff has repeatedly refused to name him as the suspect, and Mr. Wheeler's lawyer has spoken out to emphasize his innocence. Now, the investigation into their deaths is at a standstill. Daily Mail. Can reveal that the frustrated sheriff is waiting for cell phone data to verify Mr. Wheeler's alibi and that other key pieces of evidence, such as neighborhood surveillance footage that would document the hours before the bodies were found, has been difficult to come by. Salazar and his detectives are also operating under the theory that all three women may have been killed by someone who is on no one's radar and who is slipping further out of reach with every passing minute without new information. This case is far from over. I wish it was like TV and you could solve it in an hour. It just doesn't work like that. I wish they could have wrapped this case up for the closure of the family, he said, adding that he and his detectives have lost sleep over it. The crux of the mystery lies in the medical examiner's now widely contested ruling that Nichol committed suicide. The medical examiner's office has not released any records to support its finding. Sheriff Salazar has not seen a piece of paper yet that states more than cause or manner of death, and the lack of narrative which could explain such a theory is proving frustrating. The medical examiner believes it's a suicide based on what they saw. They have a more limited evidence bank to pick from. I have forensics and the crime scene and witness interviews and phone records and everything. In some cases, when the ME rules suicide, there are other corroborating things. But in this instance, I don't have that. I don't have a suicide note, a depressed phone call, a witness. I don't have any of these things. Most cases are just so much more clear-cut than this one, he told DailyMail.com. He added that while he has no evidence to refute their finding yet, the case would be closed if he was satisfied with the theory that she killed herself and the girls. If I didn't think there was even a slight chance that all three were murdered, we would have written this case off a long time ago. Nichol was in the midst of promoting her hairdressing business and was planning to enter her daughter, London, on America's Got Talent the day after she died, according to friends. They and her former husbands have angrily dismissed the idea that she would ever have hurt her children. Charles Wheeler, Nichol's boyfriend, has not been arrested nor has he been named as a suspect. He has cooperated with the police, and Sheriff Salazar emphatically reiterated that though he is a person of interest, that does not mean they believe he was involved in the deaths. Wheeler himself has not spoken out since Nichol and the girls were found dead, but his lawyer has maintained his innocence. He was the person who called 911 at 9 a.m. on January 10 to say what he had found. He told Sheriff Salazar that he had spent the night in a different city at a relative's house. The sheriff has since revealed publicly that he and Nichol had an argument the night before she died. Sheriff Salazar is waiting his cell phone provider to hand over records which will show the location of Wheeler's device the night before the deaths and the following morning. It will, he hopes, verify his alibi or disqualify it. Despite the urgency of the case and Nichol's family's demands for answers, the phone company is dragging its feet. "We are at the mercy of this phone company over here and this crime lab over here. From a law enforcement perspective, it's frustrating. The delay frustrates me just as much as it does everyone else," he said. "The data could take weeks yet to come back," he said, adding, "There's a lot of stuff that is out of our control." Last week, Wheeler's lawyer said it was unfair for his client to have been labeled a person of interest. There is no definition in the law of a person of interest. It means absolutely nothing. It just serves to frankly slander a name by innuendo, Mark Stevens told KTSA. Sheriff Salazar told DailyMail.com, "Mr. Wheeler is a person of interest. That does not mean suspect. We've talked to him and he's been cooperative. We know what he has told us." A killer on no one's radar. Here's the theory that we are entertaining: what if it was someone that wasn't even on our radar yet? Sheriff Salazar said this weekend. He is imploring anyone who lives near the home where the deaths happened or who knew Nichol or anyone involved to get in touch with his office. Specifically, they hope there may be surveillance footage of the gated community where the house is and its surroundings. It is unlikely, he said, that it was a random killing carried out by a burglar, for example, but the department has not ruled it out. It is a very secure neighborhood, so the likelihood of that is remote, but it would be irresponsible of us to rule that out, he said. The way we've collected evidence, we factored that theory in, we're following that lead as well. It may be someone that we've not come across yet, he said. Loved ones desperate for answers. Nichol and the girls' many friends and family have set up Facebook, Instagram and GoFundMe pages where they plead for support and answers. They are not satisfied either with the lack of information and fear a dangerous killer is on the loose. London. The youngest victim, loved monkeys and had asked her paternal aunt to help build the monkeys at Austin Zoo a bigger enclosure if she ever died. Her aunt is now raising money through a GoFundMe page to work with the zoo and fund a memorial enclosure to her niece. It has raised $5,000 of its $20,000 goal. Another, set up to search for the truth, has raised more than $50,000. Alexa Montez, Nichol's 16-year-old daughter, has been eulogized by friends and her father as a loving and sweet cheerleader. Nichol's friends have described her as a fiercely protective mother, loving sister, friend and businesswoman. Her oldest child, Skylar, 22, has not spoken publicly of his mother or sister's deaths.